What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. Welcome back to the channel. If you're not a subscriber, please hit that subscribe button before we get started. All right, so with me today I have a 2016 Challenger Shaker, and this is by far one of the best muscle cars that I've reviewed. You know, the sounding on this car is phenomenal. Out of the Z01, the Mustang Rouge that I reviewed, the exhaust sound on them were not as growly as this one. You know, this one you hear that it's more of a deep bass sound than on those. You know, when you rev it, this actually was the first car out of the three that, you know, put a huge smile on my face while revving it, and you know, it was a great feeling. So let's get started. Let me tell you guys, you know, the things you want to know about a car like this, you know, which is horsepower, torque, you know, lap times and all that. So this is a 5.7 liter V8 engine Hemi, which, you know, that is recognized with the Mopar brand. It is connected to a 6-speed manual transmission that, you know, the power, it has 372 horsepower and 410 pounds of torque. This car will do 0 to 60 in 4.2 seconds. MPG on this car, which some of you might care, some of you might not, is 15 city and 23 highway. But this car is equipped with cylinder deactivation, so you know you won't be running with the V8 all the time during your normal driving, of course. Now let's talk about the exterior of this car. This car is painted with a gold mango orange, which I know, once I saw the car in pictures, pictures do it no justice. Okay, the color, it looks so much better in person, and you know, it's a color that I wouldn't mind having on the car. Honestly, it's pretty good looking. You got 20-inch wheels wrapped with Eagle 1 F1 supercar tire. One of the best features that I like about this car is that hood design. You know, you have that opening, and then you have that intake that, you know, sticks out in the hood, and you know, it makes the car look aggressive. It makes it stand out from the rest, from your regular Challenger, your V8 regular V8 Challenger. All right, so let me walk you around the car like I do in all of my other videos, and I'm gonna, you know, show you detail by detail on the interior of this car, and then I will give you my final thoughts on it, and you know, if it's a buy or, you know, a not, you know. So let's get started. Starting with the door, you know, you do have your leather wrapped armrest right here. You have your window controllers, automatic for both driver and passenger, unlock and lock buttons. Your mirror controller, which, you know, this right here, it's much better than that Jaguar F-Pace that I reviewed. And if you guys watched that video, I mentioned that it looked like a nipple. Well, you know, this is much better than that. All right, so here you have your headlight controllers. You have your automatic, your manual, and you push for your fog lights. You have your auto dimming right here for your lights. Trunk controller right down below. You have your parking brake release, aluminum pedals right down below. Moving on to the steering wheel, you know, it is leather wrapped, smooth, by the way. Right here on the left, you have your controllers to control the center screen on the instrument cluster. You know, you have your phone connection buttons, your Dodge logo, your horn, and your cruise control. And this right here, well, it's empty. And you know, this is one of the first cars that I've had that it actually leaves that on, you know, so you didn't get the one that's most equipped. Up here in the front, you have your instrument cluster, and let me tell you guys one thing that I don't understand. The Challenger and the Charger, they are, you know, the biggest ones when it comes to size and weight out of all the muscle cars, and the instrument cluster right here, it feels small. Like the speedo and the tachometer, they look small. The car is huge, everything else on the car is huge, and it makes you wonder why that is so small. Like even the center screen right there, it's an 8.4 inch, and you know, it's big compared to this. Like, okay, the screen, it's a good size, won't complain about that. But this, the analog speedo, it looks so small compared to the rest of the car. Talking about the instrument cluster, let me tell you guys why I love it. This is one of the best ones that I've had. Back in 2016, I believe, or 2015, when I had a Lexus, I ended up having to take it to the shop because I damaged one of the fenders, and you know, they gave me a loaner. It was a 2015 Charger, which I fell in love with the instrument cluster, and this is no exception because it is so customizable. You can check all types of information on it, and to me, it is the best one out there right now, or of the cars that I've had the privilege of experiencing. So if you scroll down, it'll give you all types, you know, your vehicle information, your coolant temperature, your tire pressure on the previous one, your oil temperature and pressure. You also got your oil life, battery voltage, air intake. You have your air intake temperature, engine torque, and engine power, which that is, you know, it is, I've never seen it on any other car. And there is more to that on the center infotainment screen that I will show you later on. You can also check your performance, you know, your 0 to 60, all that, your best times, reaction time, all that good stuff. It's in there. Oh, let's go back, skipped it a bit. You know, 0 to 100 timer, your quarter mile timer, your braking distance, all that stuff, your G-force, lap timer, lap history, which, you know, you can check up to 5 of your lap times, and your top speed. And nonetheless, this is what I was expecting, or something like this is what I was expecting on that Jaguar that I reviewed. That will give you all types of information that you need to know, or some you may want to know about your car. But that Jaguar, you know, it was a pretty big disappointment for me. Moving on to the center infotainment screen, you know, it is pretty good size. It is pretty responsive. You know, you can control your climate up here, which right now it's off, but you know, there it is. There's the display. You can control the temperature, all that stuff. You got your radio controllers, your media, your controllers for your mirror, the dimmer, you know, the screen off, and the settings, which all that's right there. And your apps right here. Two of my favorites are, well, the performance pages that this car has, and you know, that is pretty cool. So on one, it'll basically, you can control your launch control, set it up to whatever RPM you want to launch it, and you also check your drive mode setup. You know, if you go to the other performance pages, it will give you a bunch of other information. You have your home, you know, you got your timers for your, you know, you take it to the track, like I said, it'll give you your reaction time, your quarter mile, your 1/8 of a mile, all that good stuff. You also have your gauges, where you can check your coolant, oil temperature, and pressure. You got more gauges, and you also have your G-force. And also a cool feature that I love, and that is your actual horsepower, your real-time horsepower and torque. Car is equipped with navigation, so you know, pretty much something you'd expect. Push to start. Right below, you have your Sport Super Track Pack, which this right here will only initiate your controller for launch control. You know, it'll show it up, display it up there for you guys. You have your sport mode, which it'll show you up here for your traction. You know, you have your traction off. You also have your traction off button right there, and your parking sensors off. Volume knob, tune knob, and this right here, honestly, it feels much better than the Jaguar, you know, and this is a much cheaper car. Right below, you have your climate controllers, and you, like I mentioned, you can also control that up there on the center, on the infotainment screen. Below, you have your 6-speed manual lever, which is leather wrapped. One thing that I don't like, or you know, that I don't understand why the opening is so huge, and this is not the best lever out of all the muscle cars that I've reviewed. The Camaro has it differently. It's smaller, Corvette smaller, and the Mustang even has it smaller, and this is like a huge opening. Like, see all this space. Let's talk about storage on this car. So up here you have your glove box, when you have your driver's manual right there. On the center, you have a pretty nice size center console, which will give you your auxiliary USB and SD card inlets, and also a 12-volt power outlet. On the doors, you only have one cup holder on the driver and one on the passenger. All right, so let me show you a cool or a unique feature that I've seen on this car. So here you have your rear view mirror, you have your assist button, and you have your 911 button, which honestly on all other cars I've seen, it's SOS. And this one is 911, which, you know, that is pretty cool. First time I've seen that actually. Up there you have your light controllers, light switches, and up here you have your moonroof switches, which you can open it, and you know, this is cool. I like cars with a moonroof. Even if I don't use it, I just like knowing that it's there. All right, so for backspace on the Challenger, you know, out of the Mustang and the Camaro, this has the most space inside, so you can be more comfortable. You do have a center armrest for the passengers in the back. You can fit 2 full-grown adults back there. I'm a small guy, and honestly, I'm pretty sure I can fit there pretty comfortably. I can't say that for the Camaro, the Z01, or the Mustang Rouge. You know, they look cramped back there. It looked like I was gonna be uncomfortable, and I'm a pretty small guy, so you know, this for me would be the best option if you're gonna be hollering people around. Maybe you got some friends, you want to coupe, but you don't want to get a 4-door. Let's say you don't want to go for the Challenger, for the Charger. You can go with the Challenger, and you know, they will be pretty comfortable back there, honestly. Trunk space is the best out of all 3. Not comparing it to the Charger, of course. You know, you can fit pretty much anything back there. If you're going to go on a long trip, you know, you have it back there. You have the space. You have a big opening, unlike the Camaro, which is pretty small, and the Mustang also. But here, you know, you have a pretty big opening, and you have pretty big space, so you can fit all types of luggage if you're going on a trip. What are my final thoughts on this car? And you know, would I buy it? Would I not? Would I daily drive it, or you know, would I have it as a weekend car? With the power, and you know, with it being a manual transmission, this would, for me, would be more of a weekend car. But yeah, nonetheless, would I buy this car? Yes. Would I buy it for a daily? Like, would I replace my Lexus with this? Probably not, but I would love to have this as an addition, because you know, the hood, you know, it's pretty unique. I love it. I love the design. You know, the car looks nice, the color, the wheels, everything. Interior, if this was an automatic, it would make a wonderful daily driver for me. I am not disappointed on this car. You know, I came in, I knew what I was going to see. I knew the material that was going to be in this car. You know, I wasn't disappointed. I knew exactly what I was going to get myself into, unlike that Jaguar. You know, it was pretty disappointing. I was expecting so much better than that. But if I was to compare this with the Jaguar, trust me, this with all the electronics that this has, it is better than that Jaguar that I reviewed. Material wise, the Jaguar has it a bit more, because you know, you have leather seats, but this actually feel a little bit more comfortable than that. Material on the doors, on the dash, the Jaguar has it beat by a bit. But besides that, they're pretty much even, in my opinion, of course. So yes, that is it for today's video, guys. If you guys enjoyed it, please give this video a thumbs up. If you're not a subscriber, please do so. Let's get this channel to 500 subscribers. Could it be possibly by the end of the month or so? Share this video with your friends. We have other cars coming up. You know, if you guys have not noticed by now, mostly the cars that I'm doing are sports cars, because that's the thing that I have. I love sports cars. So yeah, hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. Give this video a thumbs up. Huge thanks to Daniel Del Rio for hooking me up with this car. And huge thanks to Gary Force Honda. Link to Daniel's Facebook page will be on the description below. Also, the link to Gary Force, the website, will be on the description below if you want to check out all of their inventory. So thank you guys once again, and I will see y'all on the next video. Peace.